Microsoft's gaming revenue keeps going up even though hardware sales are down. Jay Peters of The Verge, you sure do know how to write a headline. By golly, this article is so well crafted in its headline that you almost think, oh, okay, come on, someone's actually capping out here. But in reality, when the numbers actually are taken a very close look at, this is actually a very, in my opinion, neutral and level-headed way to write it. Because when you think about how the numbers are cited here, it says the company saw a 61% increase in Xbox software revenues. Cloud was also a bright spot for the company. 61% for hardware that's going down? I wonder what could be going on here. In fact, it should have been starting with something like shocking, insane. What the heck? That would have probably been a way to start the article for you to say it's over the top. When you read through, you're going to see that pretty much, apparently, you have to sell software. Ain't that crazy? The Microsoft, the software company, came up with the strategy to decide, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and sell software? And then in selling software, they were able to take their gaming division and put it back in number 3. Now, yes, the Activision Blizzard King acquisition, which is a software-based entity for the most part, has allowed for this to be possible. The obvious point that PlayStation was freaking out about. The same PlayStation that told us their strategy and said they can supply multi-game, parameters. 50% of it subscription, 50% console games, and 60% PC. Of which, for those who have always kind of said that exclusivity should be the thing that reigns, you can't say that because this is kind of a weird situation in that regard, right? But it is a situation that allows for some learning to be done. Learning, which includes the fact that you can play Call of Duty not only on Battle.net, or if you have a Battle.net account, or if you have it downloaded as a platform, you can go there and buy the game and play. You can play the game on Xbox's own ecosystem via, say, console. Or if you decided that you wanted to go a different route, you can go Game Pass, which I know for many folk out here, you absolutely don't remember nor want to realize. I guess it's not remember. You remember, but you pretend not to know that on Game Pass, there's what's called the buy button. It's sitting right beside the install button if you have a Game Pass subscription. If you click buy, it actually works. Maybe grayed out, but trust me, you click it, it will work. In fact, I clicked in the middle of a video, popped up some personal information that I didn't want y'all to see, so it is a thing. And then on top of that, not only can you buy it from these different platforms, you can also go back and get it on Steam, which I think is actually very interesting. Look at all the availability for this game. You can get it on Steam. Now, when it's all said and done and you can get it on Steam, I think the final nail in the coffin, or I guess the final, proof in the whole pudding is that you can get it on PlayStation's most prestigious console platform to deploy and actually be lifted to the moon, PlayStation, who is pretty much putting this game in the front page. Their Horizon game comes out soon. I wonder if we're going to see where priorities lie. The market doesn't care about your little itsy-bitsy console war. The market couldn't be bothered at all. In fact, the market is going to actually take that console war and it's going to flambe it and serve it up for those who want to be objective. I'll eat good. Some of us are going to eat good. We've been saying this for a long time. I've been reading y'all's comments, guys. Those of you who've been level-headed about this conversation, it didn't matter if you were a PlayStation person or an Xbox person or a PC person, you saw the writing on the wall. Congrats. We saw it coming. This was obvious, though. I mean, it's almost, in a sense, somewhat underwhelming to even congratulate anybody or say congrats to anything because this was a big duh moment. It's either those who saw it on the other side that were talking about it from a different perspective that I think they, for the most part, either understood as or made it up, were lying, or they truly believed the delusion that they were sitting in. That some way, somehow, all of what Xbox and Game Pass had set up for an ecosystem with PC was somehow going to fold up because they believed so. I just don't know how we can advance in gaming conversation if we're at a deficit for the capability to look at things from objective perspectives rather than fanboy lenses, because this is where we are. And I guarantee you're going to read the comment section of this video. You're going to see like Xbox is dead or something. Like, this same Xbox that's been dying, that still, doesn't want to die, you're going to see it. Or you're going to see one iteration or one form or one morph of it or one downplay going on. Rather than basically acknowledging that PlayStation shot itself in the foot. It really did. I've been saying this, guys, that all of this is the world that PlayStation built. It built itself with perception, for the most part. Then when it had a slight advantage, it failed to hedge itself. It didn't realize that an innovative company, an innovative company, a company that values innovation more than anything else, that in many cases can sit on heavy losses or at least minimal margins because it understands that innovation is actually quite the way to go, was pretty much standing in the shadows. How do you have Microsoft and Xbox as your competitor and you don't have a cloud platform that is reliable? You don't have a PC pipeline that is day one. You don't have a subscription that provides good value. You must have been joking, sniffing your own farts, thinking that you'd get away with this any much longer than you did. And this is one game. They're about to pepper you this holiday period. You don't even, and this is October. We're about to roll into November, which the first time I ever worked at a GameStop, guys, one day I actually put YouTube down. I found a friend of mine was managing a Game Pass store. I was very curious. I wanted to go see how Call of Duty was moving. Oh yes, I wanted to know. This is why my videos, I've put myself in a lot of these situations so I could know. Was not too much a fan of, the daily evening activities because, after work, I come home, chat with the family, and then I got to go to GameStop just because I'm curious. My kids are looking at me going like, what the heck is this guy doing? And I was like, guys, I just need to know. And boy, I sat there that Christmas. It was the Christmas that Guardians of the Galaxy, that period that Guardians of the Galaxy came out. I can't remember the year. Was it 21 or something? And I sat there and I saw, was it Vanguard? I saw copies of that thing moving like crazy. I mean, people that I would not believe will ever buy a video game, right? They'll just walk in and just move copies of Call of Duty. Dad will show up with all the big kids, ask a few questions. All right, kids get whatever games. Dad walks out with Call of Duty. Grandma will come in, walk out with Call of Duty. And somewhere, somehow, everybody that was talking on the Twitter and on the podcasting was downplaying this stuff. Many of them, not a single life experience, having seen how this game moves copies. And we're talking nonsense about Game Pass for all those months. It was good to sit down and quietly watch them basically put themselves in a bind. I'm hoping that we get some apologies. I'm hoping we get some crow eating in public. Because if it doesn't happen, then we're going to need to have a different conversation about how we, deliberate on this gaming space as to, how we, address things, who we can actually decide that we want to, in a sense, give any trust or value their credibility. I don't know. It's insane. I mean, I'm saying this as somebody who makes content. I mean, it's a trembling thing to say because if I say something dumb and silly, I mean, to be honest, I've left myself for you guys to do the dragging by all means because I know the dragging is going to make me better. I recognize it. I've been there, where you become, you're stupid, but people talk sense into you. And, if it was valuable to me in life and I'm ready, if you guys have any sense of talking to me from time to time, by all means, please do. Thank you so much for watching the video. Appreciate you guys' time and audience. The comment section are open. Talk to me, folks. Peace out.